Okay, take the band, take the band. I'm at the top of my mat. I got a lot of mat behind me. All right, here we are. I'm going to connect my heels in a Pilates stance. I'm going to walk my hands. I'm going to walk my hands down my band. I got a lot of resistance to pull up on. So I'm going to start with an inhale, nothing. Exhale, start to peel yourself up from your core, not the back. Do that again. Chin to chest, melt down off a wall. Inhaling to exhale. Start to bring yourself up. The band gets tighter, the core gets stronger. The glutes are firing as well to bring you back up. One more. Inhale, chin to chest. And exhale. Now hang tight. Let that band go flat on your mat. Soften your knees. Get your hands to the floor and take a step back with one leg. And then the other leg goes back. And my hands are on top of my band. Yep. Then I'm going to hold this here. I'm going to tuck my tail. Squeeze into my armpits. You got it. I'm going to hold this for 8 and 7 and 6 and 5. Here's 4 and 3 and 2. Now the leg furthest away from me, put that knee down on the floor. Grab onto the end of your band towards the edge of your mat. I'm going to bunch my end up so it's not hanging by my face. Turn to face me and bring this arm straight up right in front of you. Now let that band come back down, but I kept everything else the same. And I reach it back up. So it's almost like a rotation. And bring it back down. And I reach it back up. And I lower it back down. Hold this one right here. I'm going to lift that leg up and down. So you want to turn your shoulders, chest, hips towards me. Yes. And lift. Straight arm up if you're able. Lift and lower. When I lower my leg, I'm going to bend my elbow. When I straighten that leg, I'm going to straighten my arm up. I bend and I extend. Inhale to exhale. If that band's getting a little bit too close to your face, look down at the mat. And I go for 4. These feel good. And 3. 2 more. 1 more. And I return that hand back down. Flatten off that band. Good. Let's come into a plank position again. Squeeze into those armpits, tucking that tail. Be strong in that core. Think of a beam of steel from your head to your heel. Everything is strong. 8, 7, 6, 5. Now my opposite leg will bend. So be looking away from me. I'm going to turn, grab onto the edge of the mat where the band is. So I'm not going to grab it too close. It makes it too tight. I like to roll up my band so it's not hanging down. I'm going to rotate, bring that arm straight up, and then I'm going to take that hand back down. I'm going to follow it, lifting it up, and then lowering it slow, feeling the stretch in that back as I come down. I lift it up, strengthening, and I feel that stretch as I rotate down towards that mat. My chest follows that band, and then it goes towards the mat. I'm going to keep this one up this time. Hold this here. And I'm going to add that leg lift. I lift up and down. I'm lifting it up. I'm holding that band straight up. It's not moving. Fire the glutes. Now you can continue holding this arm straight, or I'm going to bend the elbow when I lower my leg. When I lift that leg, I straighten my arm. My hips are pushing forward in front of me. I'm breathing. I'm exhaling as I lift and inhaling as I lower everything back down. 5 and 4. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Flatten out that band. Come back into your plank again. And hold this for 8, 7. You can be on your knees. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Lower to your knees. Stretch back and release the wrist. I'm going to curl my fingertips towards my wrist. Do we survive that? Perfect. Come to a high kneel for me. And I want to make sure that my legs are fist width apart and my heels don't turn in. My heels are lined up with the back of my knees. I'm going to hold my band, shoulder height, chest height. shoulder width, I should say. I'm going to take my band down to my thighs and continue pressing through, opening my chest, and then return back out. So I want those arms real straight. There's two options you can use to hold that band in your hands. Either pinchers with your thumb and second finger, or wrap your fist around. I want you to make sure, though, that that wrist is not flexing, it's staying nice and long. The breath is inhale as you press down, exhale to return. And we exhale to inhale. Good. Two more. Exhale, push it through. Inhale, return. And last one. Very nicely done. Bring the band all the way up and take it behind the base of the armpit. Ooh, that band was cold. Yeah, they were in my car all night. Eek. Now the leg that's furthest away from me, step it forward. Now you can keep your back leg just like this, or if you want to challenge your balance, curl those toes under and bring it up. So you can choose. You can stay down on that knee, or you can do it to a lunge. I want your palms, though, to face the ceiling. Make sure, no matter if you're on the mat or off the mat, it's ear, shoulder, hip in a straight line. I'm going to press this band out, and I want you to rotate towards me. So I'm going away from my bent leg, coming back to center, and bringing the elbows back home. Do that again. Inhale, open up, exhale. Inhale, so you're rotating towards me. Rotate towards me. You're right, rotate towards me. There you go. Away from that bent leg. And bring it in. One more. I'm going to inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. I'm going to lower it back down. Take that front foot back and put the other foot forward. So you'll be rotating away from me this time. So you can stay in this 90-90, or you can curl those toes under and press up. You choose how high you press up. So I'm going to press my arms out. Palms are up. You'll twist over the back leg. Come back to center and bend those arms. I inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Palms up. Keep the palms up as you swing back around. Come back forward. Yep. Two more. Inhale, exhale, inhale, to exhale. Last one. Find that focal point forward. Then follow. Find that focal point again. Nicely done. I'll lower that knee. I'm going to take my back foot kind of turned in. I'm going to sit down. And I'm going to scoot towards the center of my mat. Good. Okay, so that band is still behind the base of my armpit. My knees are bent. Hands width apart. Palms, though, face down this time. And I'm going to make this band like a cradle. So I'm going to push my arms out as I tuck my tail back. See how it kind of catches you? Yep. And then let the elbows come back and the chest come forward. I'm going to exhale all the air out, eyes to belly. Inhale, open it back up. Exhale, so press out as you're leaning back. So I need those arms to become like beams of steel. They're not going to stay soft. They're pushing. They're holding me there. And I come back up. I'm going to go a little further. Take it back. Exhale. Inhale, regroup. Tuck and round. And then I bring it up. Just two more. All the air out. Bring it back up. And all the air out. Good. Now take that band around to the front. Then I'm going to hold my band shoulder width apart, chest height. And again, if you don't like the ends hanging, you'll just lower down the hands and pick up those ends and bunch them up. We're going to go all the way down this time. So I'm going to start with an inhale back. I'm going to take my time. I have some resistance on that band. Exhale. And then slide those heels to the directly underneath your knees. Shoulders are down. We're going to articulate that body off our mat. So we're going to tuck the tail, start to come up, and I'm going to bring my band towards my thighs, push against my thighs, pull my arms closer down towards my mat, retrace your steps, articulate your spine back down, and return the arms up over your head. Try that again. Tuck your tail. We're going to inhale, press through. Exhale, return. And I'm taking my time, peeling off my mat. Inhale, belly in deep. Exhale, articulating down. Now, I want you to take your legs to a tabletop. Legs are together, knees are over the hips, and the shins are parallel to the floor. This is a lot of work. Now, relax those shoulders down. Draw the chin to your chest. Reach the band towards those shins. Give a push down. Release. Come back home. Legs stayed still. Draw the chin to your chest. Inhale. Push down. Exhale. Inhale, release. Exhale, return. Do not drag that head. I tuck my chin to my chest on that inhale, eyes to navel. Exhale, push down. Inhale to exhale. Last one. Tucking that chin. Find that lower back. Press down 4 times. And now 3. Straighter arms, Sandy. And 2. And 1. And return. Now, I'm going to take one end and pass it behind my thighs to that hand again. So I'm behind my thighs. I still have that same grip. Good. I'm going to inhale for nothing and exhale, draw my chin to my chest. Reach those arms longer. You don't have to lift your head, by the way. And I'm going to start pumping. But that band is tight, so I shouldn't hear. It's tight. I've grabbed onto my ends. Yes, and we're breathing. We're inhaling through the nose for 4 or 5 counts, and then exhaling. Next level, zip up those legs to 90. If your head is lifted, your shoulder blades need to be off the mat. I cannot have my head parallel. Little higher, Cindy. Little higher. Yeah, eyes to belly, eyes to belly. Yes. And if that is straining to your neck, we put our heads down. I'm going to lower my legs just a little bit so I don't bump into my band. I've made it a little bit harder. I feel now my glutes firing in the back of my legs, but I lowered a little bit away from my center line, or from my core, I should say, not your center line. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Are you moving from your armpit muscles, not your shoulders, not your wrists or elbows? Inhale. Exhale. I don't want to stop doing the 100 today. Inhale, but this is our last one. Exhale. Just kidding. Lower your head. Pull those knees in. Don't you feel like that sometimes? Just go with that. Rock yourself up. Yes. Okay. Take the band around. And I want you to flatten it out as best you can, so shake it if you can. Put it behind your right foot. So I'm going to cue right and left on this one. And then I want you to make an X with your band. Okay? So I just crossed, I held the right end over to the left and left over to the right. I made a little X on my foot. Okay? We're going to lay back and bring that leg straight up. And I want you to take your elbows down to the mat. You can choose to bend the other leg or straighten it. I want you to take this band leg and lower it towards the floor and bring it back up. So I want you to resist pressing down, control coming up. So at the same speed, inhaling down, exhaling up. Good. And inhale down, exhaling up. Try to lengthen that leg a little longer, pushing more into your band. And bring it back up. We're just going to do 2 more. Lengthen it down and bringing it back up. And 1 more. Lengthening it down and bringing it back up. Now hold it at the top. Turn your kneecap away from you. So I'm externally rotating from my hip. I want you to take this leg a little bit towards your center line without taking the hip with you and back to center. Take it away from your center line without the opposite hip going with you. Back to center. Across the midline. So do you feel a little bit in that your IT band maybe just a little bit, and then take it across. But I'm not doing this to feel the stretch, but you're getting it. I'm doing this to make sure that when you do your single leg circles, no matter which way you're circling, the hip and the pelvis don't go with you. Got it? Okay, so now I'm going to make my circle. I'm going to go towards my midline, push down around 1. And again, inhale, exhale, 2. Round to come up, 3. 2 more. I'm pressing longer into that band. And 1 more. And now that's reverse. We go away, down, hold. Press out, around, hold. Inhale, exhale. 2 more. Lengthen that leg. And 1 more. Good. Now, take the arms straight up. I'm going to slide them further down until I can pull my pinkies down to the floor. And I'm going to bend this knee and press it straight up. Bend the knee so my heel just falls to my glute and then press it up. And those arms are staying strong and I press it up. And 3, pinky to floor. And 2, and 1, and return. Okay, rock yourself up. And I'm going to undo my X, put my other foot inside, and then make that X. And that just helps keep that band on my foot better. All right, so I'm going to push the opposite leg down into my floor, into my mat, so I can come all the way back. And back. And back. And I pull my elbows down. Good. So I'm going to do the straight leg, lower lip first. So I'm going to lengthen that leg all the way to the floor, inhaling. Exhale, control it back up. I lower for 2, and I lift for 2. Good. Down for 2, lift for 2. Keep that belly heavy. There's a bowling ball on that torso. And bring it up. Yes. Reach longer. Inhale and exhale. Glutes are kind of working in the back of the leg to push that band down, and the belly's working to bring it back up. The opposite leg, it's not dead. It's still alive. It's pressing into that mat. It's lengthening as well. 2 more here, and bring it up. And 1 more, and hold this one up. Now turn the kneecap away from you, and we're going to do these little sliding in and out. So I'm going to slide towards my center line, come back to center. Go away from my center line, back to center. So I can't take the butt cheek with me when I go to the center line, and the opposite hip can't move as I go away from my center line. So, I'm seeing things moving. I'm seeing things moving. Anchor down. Be mindful what's going on in that body. And then take it away. And then once you didn't make it, now a circle. So make sure your kneecap is turned away. And we circle towards the center line and up. I'm tracing a capital D. The rhythm is round to come up. Inhale to exhale. 1 more. And now reverse it. If I go too far, things are going to go with me. This is more about the belly. Stirring that leg around. Don't forget to use your breath. Inhale to start it. And exhale. Now slide the hands. Well, first of all, I bring my arms up. I slide my hands towards the ends, and my pinkies pull down. I bend this knee, and I push it up. I bend it. I push it up. If you truly don't like this version with your arms, you can have your elbows bent, just like we did before. I inhale, exhale, sink the ribs deeper. Inhale, exhale, connect those shoulders to your back. 2 more, and 1 more. Nicely done. Arms come up, and we're gonna rock ourselves all the way up. Nice. Okay, 2 feet inside that band. The legs are 1 fist width apart again. And I want the band against the toes in the ball, not the arch. I'm going to take my arms nice and long. So make sure you got enough slack that you can take these arms parallel. And the sun is coming up. Woo! Okay, your arm closest to me is going to pull back. You're going to follow it, thumb to armpit. Bring it back around. Switch. Inhale. Exhale. I'm going to sit taller as I pull back, and I return. I sit taller as I row back, and return. Here's an inhale. Here's an exhale. And sit taller, but don't collapse once you come back to center. 1 more each side. Not a lot of reps. Not a lot. Some of us are leaning back. Sit more forward to the sit bones. Now I'm going to take my palms around. And now I've got this 90-degree angle. So if it's too hard, slide down, but you do want to feel these muscles working in the front of the shoulder and the biceps. I'm going to hinge back, nice and long. Pause. Lengthen the arms. Bicep curl. Now sort of lift up an inch as you come up. Ooh. Yes. Hinge back. Straighten. Make sure those shoulders are relaxed. Curl back in. Lift up a little bit. Whoa. Yeah. Hinge back. Lengthen. Yes. Bring it up. Hinge it back. Lengthen. So it's not a C curve. My spine doesn't change. And one more. Hinge. Reach. Drive it. Lift it. And release. How'd that go? Nice, wasn't it? Okay, yeah. Now take it behind you. And we're going to go again behind the base of the armpit. Now, if it feels better to your hips and your knees to keep your legs straight, keep the legs straight. I'm going to sit cross-legged. If that's not for you, you sit straight-legged. So I'm going to pinch my band with my thumb and second finger, and I'm going to walk my hands a little closer to my body to make it a little bit more challenging. Shoulders are melted. Spine should be lifted, so I'm not sinking into my lower back. Good. Shoulders, relax. Palms face the floor. 3 counts to press out. 3, 2, 1. 1 count to come back home. I'm going to exhale, exhale, exhale. So there's always opposition with Pilates. So where is my opposition? My arms are going out. What's going in? Yes, your core. Exhale, in deeper, in deeper. I regroup. I exhale, 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 regroup, exhale, exhale, exhale. Now let's reverse it, okay? Let's inhale deeper, out. Exhale. So we're always trying to work on the breath, right? And if we can't take it for 3 counts, you don't hold your breath out there. You just let the inhale go. Good. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Good. And release. Okay, take that band. Bend your knees. And actually, I want to fold it in half so it's not so loosey-goosey. You can even fold it in half again if you want. I also want a lot of it hanging down or hanging out. I'm going to keep tension on that band, but I'm going to take my arms to the outsides of my thighs. Okay, so my arms are the outside of my thighs, palms face down, and I got a nice grip on my band. I'm going to take my feet closer towards me. It's going to be harder to pull myself in because I'm not using my hands. So I'm going to try and create this little, put yourself into a suitcase. Now I want you to lengthen out of that lower back. So scoop your navel in and zip it up, but the shoulders don't go up with you. Keeping your chin to your chest. If you are a rocker, you can rock. Make sure you know what's behind you, the mat, not the floor. And we rock back gently. Keep those arms glued to your side. Now that wasn't a very nice one that I did. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have my band pushing more with my feet towards my seat. And I'll try that again. I'm going to rock back. Inhale, rock up, exhale. Slower is better. Slower is better. I was always taught once to think butt up, butt down without skipping over that lower back. So I skipped that time. I felt it. So I have to really make sure I'm nice and slow and focused. I'm going to do one more. Keep the eyes to the navel. Inhale back. Exhaling up and reach nice and long and reach that band towards your toes. Scoop the belly back in opposition. Bring those arms parallel to the floor and start to C-curve deeper back towards your mat. When you get about halfway, pause. Give me a Pilates stance. I'm pointing my toes. I'm scooping my belly deeper. And I want you to reach your arms towards me. Don't take your hips with you. Come back to center. And then away from you. And you know, if you feel like you're tugging like you should in your band, you're going to start to feel these muscles back here like, oh my gosh, how much longer can that muscle stay firing? But that's an important muscle, very important. The health of our shoulders. And one more. Good. And then I'll lie down and hug my knees in. Relax those shoulders. Yes. Okay. So separate that band, make it nice and long. Put your feet down. I'm going to slide my hands wider. This is an important cue. The hands go wider than the shoulders. Now, all I want you to do is push the band down, stretch those arms long, and bring it back up. You'll inhale, press down. Exhale, return. Now, on the inhale, as you push down, let your knees fall towards me. Stretch it, and then come back up to center. And then as you pull down again, the knees go away from me. Come back up to center. And then we'll separate. I'm just going to look up at the ceiling and bringing it back in. And one more. Pressing it out and reaching it long. Very nicely done. Okay, so I'm going to walk my hands a little closer now. And if you don't like these ends hanging down, you can hand the ends to your hands. I'm still going to be shoulder width. If you don't lift your head up, that's not a good thing for your neck or your back. Keep your head down. I'm going to nod my chin to my chest, reach my band for my thighs, lock my arms straight, including the wrists, and draw the knees in towards you. I'm going to keep the pressure with my right knee. The left leg is going to reach out. In and then switch. In, switch, 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 switch. We inhale, 2, exhale. I don't know about you, but this gets me really a lot warmer than I just was a minute ago. This is a lot of work, a lot of muscles working here, but we're working in mostly with the abdominal region. Can you feel it? Can you feel the love today? Yes, you can. And give me one more. And then release. Now, if your neck ever feels strained when you come out of this, you look to the left, and then you can look to the right. Yes. Okay, so now I want you to rock yourselves up. This is an extra bonus today, extra bonus. So you're going to take the band behind the feet. Yay. And you're going to make that same little X. I'm going to have my feet just a little bit apart, just a little bit. And I'm going to lie back down. And my knees will be in. I'm going to slide my hands further down. You can even wrap around if you want them to. Here's what we're going to do with these arms. You can either wrap or pinch. But for double leg stretch, as my legs go out, I'm going to come through with my arms and then come back in. So I'm going to push, lengthen behind me, and then come back in. Now, if you want, you can add eyes to belly. So I'm going to press out, hold, 2, 3, come back in. And I press, hold, 2, 3. Now try to stay close by your shoulders when you press out. Try to be straight back there. It's like a shoulder press, right? And I inhale, 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 exhale. If it doesn't feel good at the shoulders, you don't take your arms back like that. Your elbows would go to the floor, and you keep them there. Did that break? No. Okay. And inhale, 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 exhale. One more. Reach, 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 and rock yourself up. Okay. Take your X away. I'm going to take it behind my thighs again. So I took it off my feet. I'm going to make that hammock. I'm going to fold my band in half, and you can even fold it in half again if you want, and my arms will be just shoulder width apart. And I'll lay back down. And my arms are going to reach straight out, parallel to the floor, and my legs are going to go straight up in a Pilates V. Head can stay down, remember. Okay, so I'm going to nod my chin to my chest. My arms are reaching away from my legs. My right leg will go towards the hammock. My left leg goes towards me. And then I switch. My arms don't move. By pressing down into the band, I want the opposite leg coming up towards me. And shh, shh. Every time I push into that hammock, I exhale. Shoulders need to be connected to your back. And I'm lifting my head from my core, not my neck. And 4, real straight legs. Slide those toes along the wall in front of you. 2 more. Love it. 1 more. Hug it in and release. Now if your neck needs a break, you look to one side and then you look to the other side. Good. Okay, so put the band right down where it is. If you have issues with your back, your core is feeling weaker right now, take your hands underneath your butt. And if you're good to go, you don't need that, you'll put your hands behind your head. Unless if you're going to keep your head down, I would suggest you put your hands under your seat. All right, so I'm going to take my legs into a frog position. So my heels are kissing, my knees are only turned out as wide as my frame. I'm going to draw my chin to my chest, and as I lift my head, I'm going to bring these legs all the way up. And then I'm going to retrace my steps and come back down. So as I'm lifting my legs up and bringing my head up, if you're bringing your head up, I want your belly to press in deeper so you really feel that support with your lower back. And I'm going to exhale up, inhale down. Just 2 more, just to make sure you feel the difference. Here my back is heavier, and then I come back down. How's this going, by the way? And I press up, and I come back down. Okay, so I want you to press back up. Now, open up your elbows. So I'm seeing people head hugging. If your head is lifted, you can't have your head parallel to the floor. You got to have it up and over that top rib cage, okay? Now zip those legs up longer. I feel like I just zip-lock bagged your legs straight up. Now the legs are going to go down, 2, 3, zip it up. So how low should you go? Your lower back should not feel strained, or your hips. 1, 2, 3, zip it up. Lower the legs, lower the legs, lower the legs, zip it up. Make sure you're breathing. 1, 2, 3, lower, 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 zip it up. Inhale, inhale, inhale. How about the glutes and the back of the legs firing as you control, coming down. Belly's got to stay deep. How are we doing? 1 more. You know you love these. 2, 3. Now, twist towards me. Bend the knee closest to me and slide the other leg down. Try to get your shoulders off the mat. Good. Switch and hold. Open up those elbows wider, shoulder off the mat. And switch and hold. So I'm not using my hands to get me up higher. I'm going deeper into that core. I exhale. Try to have your elbows in a straight line. So I don't have one turned in. They're both up. And release. Arms to your side. Legs, hands width apart, knees bent, bridge up. There we have it. Get a nice release, the lower back, hip flexors. Back of the arms are pushing into the mat. Give me a nice big inhale. And on the exhale, articulate coming back down. 5, 4, reach those fingertips longer. 3, 2, 1. Hug those knees in. Nicely done. Let's rock ourselves up. Okay, so our band's already in half. So just slide it up underneath the legs. Take the legs as wide as your mat. Hold the band out there. Chest height. So I'm tugging a little bit on that band so I feel my back muscles engage. I'm pulling that belly in and up. Back of my legs are pressing down. Unless to sit taller, you need to bend them. But if you're straightening the legs, I want them pushed down, and I want shoulder, ear, and hip in a straight line. We're going to inhale up our imaginary wall behind us. And on the exhale, we're going to peel ourselves off that wall, but the lower back stays against the wall. Now inhale, squeeze your seat. Don't use your back to lift. Exhale. Use your breath. Inhale. Feel the power of the core lifting you back up. Exhale. Chin goes first to the chest. Look into your belly button. Belly button should be pushing back. Inhale up. And we'll just do one more. We exhale forward. And inhale up and release. That wasn't so bad. Okay, so we're going to come onto our stomachs for Swan. I want you to lay your band out flat, but not towards the top of your mat. I want it to eventually be underneath your top of your sternum. Okay? All right, so first things first, we're going to do our traditional Swan prep. So my elbows are bent, it's not touching the floor at all. My belly button's pulling in. My legs are sit-bone width apart. My shoulders are relaxed. On an inhale, I slightly roll a marble under my nose to lengthen my neck, and I lift up my head and chest, my belly button still on the mat. Squeeze your seat and come back down. Try that again. Give a little rolled up marble. Inhale. Your chest can come up higher as long as your belly button's staying on the mat. And then exhale. So I'm looking in the back, because yes, I can see you ladies. And when you came up, you could see the wall in front of you. And that is too much flexion in the neck. So I want you to lift up only as high as the chest, right? So you can lift that head up higher, but it can't go past where the rest of your spine is. Does that make sense? So think of where your nose is on your mat and sort of like looking almost there and then coming back down. Okay, stretch back into a quick child's pose real quick because we don't really like to hyperextend our necks. That's why I'm a little particular on that one. Okay, so we're going to come back down and lay the top of the rib cage onto that band. I'm going to slide my fingers along my band until they're at the edge of my mat. Now, I may not be able to do this. I don't know if I have enough room, but I might just cue you through this. So we'll see. So I want you to press those arms out straight. Yep, I'm going to have to turn into a diagonal here. Hang tight. Press those arms out straight. We're going to hover our head and chest and arms. So here they are. So it's being held down by that top of the sternum, top of the rib cage. Okay, now take your pinkies and start to pull them back towards each other. You're going to lift your chest a little higher. Bring those arms back out to your T. Do that again. My head didn't go down yet. So I pull. I'm lifting my head and chest a little higher, and then I come back out to my T. I pull. Inhale. Exhale. And one more. Inhale. Exhale. Now bend the arms and let everything come down and release. Did that go okay, everybody? Okay, we're going to do that again, but not exactly the same thing. So I want you to press those arms out like a T. Hover your head and chest. Now this time I'm going to do circles forward. Little tiny ones. Squeeze those armpit muscles. Pull the belly in. Squeeze your back. Now reverse it. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the band. Stretch back into your child's pose. Scoop the belly. Round the back. You can reach your arms behind you if you just want to stretch through those shoulders a little bit more. If your wrists need it, make cups with those hands. That was another fun one. Excellent. Okay, so let's come on to our sides. So your head's going to be on this end of the mat, so you're going to mirror me. The top leg is going to take this band. So try to have it flat, because if it's not flat, it's going to get really bunched up. It's going to end up in your arch. Then you can't really push into that band because it's jammed up into your arch. So I have it nice and flat, and my toes are inside the band. All right, so we're going to lay all the way down on our side to the very back edge of our mat. You can either lay on your bottom arm or prop your head up. This bottom rib cage should stay nice and light on your mat. We're going to slide our legs to the top edge of our mat. And I want you to take this hand that has the ends, and you're going to turn that palm towards you. And you're either going to touch the belly button with your fist, or you're going to take your knuckles to the mat. But I want you to make sure that your arm is locked in, okay? So your knuckles are either against your rib cage or to the mat, and the shoulder is relaxed. Take your top kneecap and rotate it to face the ceiling. So like in a Pilates stance, but don't lean back to do that. Push your bottom leg down as you lift your top leg up, and then press into your band, and your belly is going to scoop in deeper. Bottom leg goes down. We inhale. Exhale, lengthen. Use your breath. Inhale. Now work, work, work. Lift it up. Reach it. Heel on top of heel. One more. Heel on top of heel. Now, slide the leg along your inseam. Lift this leg straight up and reach it long. You may need to hold on to that band a little lower. Lift up and then press it long. So play with it. I don't normally do passe when we have these bands, but I really like to do passe. Now reverse. We come up, find it, slide it. So I feel like if you have that band in the right position on your foot, even though that band gets loose for a brief second, it should sit on your foot. Okay, now when I come out, I'm going to hover my top foot, just hip height. Make sure both sets of toes face forward. Staying over your bottom foot, circle 1. 2, it's about your belly circling that leg. So feel that belly going deeper and deeper. And 3, and 2, let's reverse it. And 2, and 3. I'm getting longer like a coil with each one. And 2, and 1. Bring the legs back to parallel. If you need a wrist release, just lay on that arm. I'm going to take my top leg just slightly higher than hip width or hip height. My bottom leg is going to lift to that leg and then lower. Now really try to keep that bottom rib cage lifted away from that mat. Now I'm using my core and my inner thighs to lift. Can you feel that? And 4, maybe. And 3, good. And 2, hold it up. Now I'm going to do some heel beats. 8, 7. If your arm needs a break, you can take it along that leg. 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Bend it in and pull yourself up. Okay, we survived that. That wasn't so bad. Did that get you more? Okay. Then you're really working from that core. Good for you. All right, so try to have that band with your toes inside it, band nice and flat. And if you got a shorter band, this is going to be like a lot harder. My bands are really long that you guys are using. But just make note, if you're using your own band and it's shorter or tighter, it's going to make a huge difference in what you're doing. Okay. Don't be like, I can't do that. Why can't I do that? Your band could be shorter. Okay, so I start at the very back of the mat, and I slide my legs forward. You pick how much resistance you want this band, but I have my upper arm, that shoulder is to the rib cage, and I either have my hand to the mat or to my navel, depending on how much resistance I have on that band. Got it? Make sure your hips are stacked. Neck should be long. So I don't want you washing your legs while you're doing this, okay? Take your top kneecap, turn it away, and we're going to lift it all the way up. Now reach. That belly should be pressing in and up deeper. Your bottom leg pushes down, and I take my time. Light as a feather coming up. Inhale. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Get that heel on top of the other heel. Lift up, reach long, long, long. Use your breath. Inhale. When I exhale, I'm getting all that air out of my core, and I'm scooping it deeper. Try to have those legs a little straighter. One more. Now my kneecap is still pointed to the ceiling. Then I'm going to slide that foot in, lift it up, reach it long, and in, zip it up, reach it long, in, lift it up. Now let's reverse it. Let's come up, find it, press it. Inhale, bend, exhale, one more, up, bend. Now I take that top foot, just like my bottom foot, and I lift it hip height, and I'm going to circle it. 1, 2, feel your belly moving that leg. 4, don't make this the easy exercise of the morning, and reverse. 8, 7, 6, 5, longer, 4, even longer, belly scoops deeper. Good, now bring those legs parallel to you, and you can lay on the arm if you want, if you need a little wrist release. I'm going to take my top leg, hip height, my bottom leg is going to lift and then lower. So I'm constantly pressing my top leg into that band as I'm using my inner thighs and my glutes to lift that bottom leg. Make sure that top shoulder is relaxed and lift. And we go for 3 and 2. Now hold this one, Pilates V. Then we do little heel beats. Yes, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring yourself up. Yay. Okay, we're going to have some fun here with our teasers. Yes. So, yeah, but see, you got the band today to make this a little bit more pleasant. Okay. All right, so I got, again, my feet, both feet on the band, and make sure the toes are inside the band so it doesn't get bunched up. Knees should be bent. Now, you're going to choose. If you need more help coming up, you're going to walk your hands closer to your feet. If you don't need as much help, you can walk them more towards your knees. Okay? But I have my arms lifted nice and long, or they can be here. But I want the legs 1 fist width apart, and I'm not starting like this. I'm starting a little away from my thighs, and my arms are going to stay straight the whole time. All right, choose how far you go down. I'm going to tuck that tail, scoot that belly, melt the shoulders. My legs are still bent. Now coming back up, the first thing I do is nod my chin to my chest, find that lower back, and my arms are pushing up. So the more help you need, the more the arms go up, yes? Exhale, take your time. Shh. Draw that chin to your chest, find that lower back, and we're going to lift up. Good. And again. Exhaling down. Tuck your tail towards your heels. Coming back up, find that lower back. Now I want you to hold this one up, and the arm closest to me is going to row back. And then see if you can extend it. If the band's too tight, you're just going to row. Okay, depending on what kind of band you have. And then roll it back down. Shh. Eyes to belly, find that lower back. We'll lift up. On the exhale, I'll either hold the row or I'll extend it, my tricep, and then retrace back. And then roll it back down. So put it this way, if you need more help coming up and your hands were closer to your feet, do not try to push that arm out. You can row, but you won't be able to push it out. That's just way too much resistance. And then come back down. You got it. One more, then we'll change it again. Bring it up, up, up. Row and extend, or just row. And then come back down. Good. Okay, so get the feet slid together. So they're together now. Thighs are together, feet are together now. Yes. I want you to take, this is for next level. So if that was hard enough, we just did stay like that. Take your left foot out. But I still have legs close together and my knees are bent. But I just have the band behind my right foot. Arms are straight. Bring yourself back up. Yep. And I want you to have this leg lifted. I'll walk my hands further down. Keep that leg lifted as you roll back down. So I'm pushing my foot into that band. Draw that chin to your chest. Lift it up, nice and tall. Bring it back down. Of course, I'll add on to that. You're doing the same thing if you have 2 feet on the floor. We're going to bring it up, and once we're up, I'm going to pull my elbows back. I'll lengthen my arms. I'm going to squeeze those thighs together as well as with my knees. Chin to chest. Pull yourself up. Inhale. Exhale, row. Inhale, release. Exhale. We'll change feet at the top this time. Eyes to belly. Inhale. Exhale, row. Now, put the other foot in. Other foot comes down. Thigh to thigh, knee to knee. Exhale, melt the shoulders, tuck your tail. First things first, chin to chest. Find that lower back. We lift up, up, up. We row back. That's it. We press it back out, and we exhale down. Chin to chest, eyes to belly. Take your time. Inhale. Exhale, proud chest. Inhale. Exhale, back down. Last one. Draw that chin to your chest. Inhale, up. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Bend the knee and put 2 feet in that band. Legs are parallel. That means my thighs are together, shins, feet, everything. So I'm not in a V, I'm in parallel. Keeping the head down. Push from the tush, push out, bring it back in. And we're going to push out and bring it back in. And I inhale to exhale. I am not letting my back arch off my mat. These are just little press outs. You got it. And press. And press. I like to do these, especially when we had our hips in flexion a lot. I just want to lengthen out of my hips. 3 more. Inhaling to exhale. 2 more. Last one. Good. And then we'll rock ourselves up. Nicely done. Okay, so we're going to come into a quadruped position. You guys still with me? We're almost done. Oh, I know. All right, so my band is going to be nice and long. I'm going to come forward with my knees. I want you to grab the end of the band closest to me. And I want the opposite leg to reach long. And I want you to bring the band arm, elbow pulling back like into a row. It's going to be a shoulder press out as the leg lifts, and then we bring everything back in. Press, come in. I'm squeezing those armpits, especially the one with the hand on the floor. So if this is too hard with balance for you, you're more than welcome to stay in a quadruped position and just do the arm, or maybe put the hand down and just do the leg, or a little bit of both, right? We're just going to do 2 more. 1 more. Hold it here. Drop everything down. Lift everything up. Now we're going to hit a little bit of that front shoulder. We're still firing that glute. Still firing the abdominals. Yes. I'm going to exhale as I lift, and I take my time. I shouldn't look like a robot. No robots. 2 more. 1 more. And bring it in. Okay, if your wrists need a little break, do some wrist releases. You can do a child's pose with your arms behind you. Okay, the opposite hand's going to grab the band, and my opposite leg is going to reach back. Now make sure that hip's not lifted, so you want your hips in a straight line. You're squeezing into those armpits. I'm going to bring that band hand back, elbow pulls back. I'm going to do a shoulder press. I push the arm straight out in front of me and lower my leg. So when I bring my arm back in, my elbow's pulling back. And press. It's like I'm dusting a shelf with the inside of my arm. So I'm just sliding it out and bending it back in. Everything is going to be firing here. Glutes, core, armpit muscle. Come on. 3, looking good. 2, now hold this one out. Stay strong. And we're going to lower and lift. Down. Inhale. Exhale. How are we doing? Are you breathing? Maybe. 2 more. Last one. And release. I'll sit back. I'll make little cups with my hands. Excellent job. Yay. Okay. You're kneeling on your band already, so we're going to do like a mermaid stretch here. So I'll face you. You can stay facing sideways because you're already there. Okay, so the hand closest to me is going to grab your band. If you have a short band, I need you to scoot it more towards the side. We're going to have the hand with the band because it'll be too hard if you have a short band. Okay? Other hand goes to your side. We're going to push this one up. The legs are fist width apart. And I want you to keep your body pressing into the band as you side stretch. Come back up. Try that again. So my free hand is going to slide down as I go up and over and push those fingertips up. But you see how the band stays against your side? So I'm not kind of going away from it. Can you feel that stretch? Slide the opposite hand down. Inhaling and exhaling. Slowly with control, bring that arm back down. Other side. Now, if you notice that this end is a lot shorter than that end, you might want to fix that. And if you have a really short band, scoot it more this way. All right, so the band is behind my arm, not in front of me. Wait for me. All right. Palm is facing you. And I side stretch. The opposite hand slides down. I exhale, come back up. So my glutes are gently firing to help hold me here. And I come back in. 2 more. Slide the opposite hand down. Inhale. 2, exhale. And 1 more. Real straight arm. Straight wrist. Oh, watch those wrists. And release. Nicely done. Take your hands to the mat. Curl those toes under. Lift your knees off the mat. And then drive the heels back. And we're going to just do a little run. 1 heel up, other heel up. Good. The weight should not be on your wrist. You shouldn't be like, oh my gosh, I need a wrist release. The weight is back to the heels. 2 heels are down. Press deeper. Bend those knees. Come all the way down. Give me a child's pose. I want you to take 2 arms to the front edge of your mat that's closest to me. We're friends again. I can read your minds today. Take the hands to the opposite edge of the mat. Keep that opposite hip pressing down. And then take those arms behind you, knuckles to the mat. Your head can go down, it can hover, whatever you want to do, and just make cups with those hands. Yes. And then bring those arms back around to in front of you. Stretch them even longer. I'm going to sit back on my heels a little bit more. Bring it all the way up. Give me a nice big inhale. Bring those arms up. As you exhale, sit taller. And give me 1 more. Inhale, zip it up, up, up. As you exhale, grow taller, grow taller, grow taller. And you've made it. Yay! I hope you felt my love today. Woohoo! Love it.